All right. Welcome to the Wadio show, the Wadio show, the Wadio show. Welcome to Wadio with me.
Woo-hoo!
Three,
Yeah.
20, 26, boom, 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 20, 20, 20, 20, 23. What up?
What up?
You got a depressing story for us to start us off with?
You know what? I'm too happy to tell it.
I bet you aren't. I bet you are.
Yeah.
Good. Let's talk about this. You know what a Michigan left turn is?
No, I don't. Could you
You
tell
know,
me?
a Michigan left turn? You never known what a Michigan left turn is. So you're gonna learn something today, okay? A Michigan left turn, otherwise known as a P turn, or we called it the Michigan UE or the Michigan left, is something that was developed to basically by this, some Department of Transportation, guy in Detroit or whatever, who decided that this type of left turn across a boulevard or highway or avenue, we call them avenues, would save lives, prevent more accidents from happening. So what it is basically is this. This is a picture of it. So if you have a divided highway, right? Highway A going to the right, highway A going to the left, one going north, one going south, east, west, whatever. You're the green. You come across. So in order to take a left on highway A, you have to go take a right, get in the left little median thing, and then do a UE. And what they said was that this prevented like 60% of all accidents, fatal and non-fatal, at these intersections. The design occurs at an intersection where at least one road is divided, or a boulevard, and a left turns usually from a divided highway. And in every case, a divided highway has multiple lanes. And then you have this kind of this little what do you call it?
Little jog.
Yeah, little jog. There you go. Yeah, little jog, dude. Yeah, I guess they got them in lots of different places too. Angola, Australia, Brazil, Hong Kong, China, or Philippines, Mexico, United Kingdom. Since the development of the intersections,
Did it start in Michigan?
it started in the early 60s in Detroit, which,
And it was implemented in all those countries around the world?
yeah, the Michigan Department of Transportation first used the modern design of the intersection at 8 Mile, and Livernois in the early 60s. This increased traffic flow and the reductions of accidents. It was so dramatic that over 700 more Michigan left turns were implemented that year. Or that after that. Maybe not just that year.
So that's so successful. I can see how it'd be a problem for someone out of state that comes in there,
Right.
that like wants to take a left and someone says take a right. And so when you're showing that map right there, I see how it like crosses over a line. So it looks like there could be some confusion. But I'll tell you
yeah,
what,
I see right here.
yeah. Right? Like maybe not car accidents, but kind of affect traffic flow. However, if you had a little tiny bridge from here to here, it would be fine. And then there'd be no traffic problems, and there'd be so much more money in a contract for the guy that built the bridges. Like probably the same guy that invented that knew it was wrong. So he could build the bridges. 810 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, get his contract with all his buddies.
I'll take
it. And we're gonna do a left turn. What do you do in the left turn? You take a right. What do you mean? I want to go left. Right.
But there's a lot of things like that
Correct.
in society, dude. You know, if you want to build really high up, you have to build high down. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Low down.
Low down.
Low down.
Why is low down? Why is low down such a bad word?
The low down, because it's not
exactly. You're a low down. Why is, because low is like foundational. Maybe like that should mean like you're very solid. You're very, very well rounded.
Right. Connected to the earth, like salt of the earth kind of.
You're low down. Like that should be a compliment.
Well, when you say what's on the lowdown, you're talking about what aren't people talking about, what aren't the average person hearing about, what's the kind of underground mood of the situation, like, or of the times. Right. it's the actual street information. And
Right.
that street information is the I guess associated with the negative.
But I guess okay, he's so bad means good.
Right.
I like that one.
You got to get up to get down. 911 is a joke of dog town. It says basically that this type of, we have these intersections in Atlanta that crisscross, they're Swedish intersections. And so when you're on a highway taking a left onto another highway, you actually become face to face with the other drivers. So you're coming in and you get in the left lane instead of the far right. You get in the left lane, which is like European, and then the other cars are facing you, and then you at the traffic light you crisscross. And that's supposed to be more efficient.
What?
So my grandma used to take me to these themed McDonald's up and down Woodward Avenue. And we would drive, Woodward Avenue is just these long stretches of boulevards and avenues or whatever. And so, but you could go to like different themed McDonald's. There are different McDonald's, and some were like, oh, the 50s car diner theme, and like one was like the aquatic theme or whatever. And we always used to go to that one because it had a large like round fish tank in the middle, and you could sit around the outside and eat your little Happy Meal, and this freaking 3-foot shark would just circle around for hours and hours. I felt so bad for that shark. But
I
so
like it.
the new face of McDonald's, inspiring the new generation of young women is Cardi B.
Do it, baby, stick it, baby, move it, baby, lick it, baby, suck up on that cookie to that pussy, got a hickey, baby.
So she has got a meal at McDonald's. Cardi B has with Offset, her man, her boo, has got a deal with McDonald's where it's a meal for two, and they talk about their date nights and her wanting to go to McDonald's. Here's the actual food,
right?
The Cardi B and Offset meal. So I just kind of ran into this. I didn't really know. I was driving through the McDonald's, going through the drive-through, and boom, I get this cup, and it's like the Cardi B and Offset meal. And I'm like, oh, let me look into this. Why is McDonald's sponsoring Cardi B with this meal? And it says here, McDonald's wants to help you find love at first bite. The fast food chain added a special meal for two deal at its big Super Bowl Sunday. This came out, I guess, during Valentine's Day. But it still remains on the menu for a limited time only. The meal includes a cheeseburger with barbecue sauce and a large Coke, Cardi B's preference, and a quarter pounder with cheese and a large high-C orange lava burst for Offset choice, plus a large order of fries that you can share in an apple pie. Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's always good to have responsible sponsors for corporate entities like McDonald's, people that with a moral and ethical high ground, right?
Watch big, could have brought a Range Rover. Chain little, but I spent some change on it.
Change on it.
So actually, look, sex sells, baby, and Cardi B's got it. So she's selling McDonald's.
Yeah, the problem is Cardi B
in corporate America.
Yeah, but here's what corporate America does to all the other celebrities is they demonize them, and they take their sponsorships and they cut them for all the devious behavior. But what Cardi B does is she explains why she drugged and robbed men when she was younger. The rapper faced criticism after 3 years. An old 3-year-old Instagram video recirculated on social media. Whether or not they were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive. I never claimed to be perfect, to come from a perfect world. The original video was made after, as her career was starting to take off, and it was her response to someone who said she didn't deserve success because she hadn't put in any work. So she had very limited options. The Grammy Award-winning rapper told this journalist who said she drugged men and then robbed them after they wanted to have sex with her while she worked as a stripper before finding fame.
Okay.
So she is now the face of the young generation. of McDonald's and promoting the, the well-being and security and just moral stance for young women in 2023.
So
Hard
Yeah.
hit, I need a deep, I need a Henny drink, I need a smoke, not a garden snake, I need a
this is
king
your,
cobra with a hook in it,
14-year-old
hope to
daughter.
lean over. He got some
Want her to
money.
eat at McDonald's? Where did you think she got that booty from? I mean, maybe that's what they're promoting. I don't know. You tell me.
well, I think that she got paid to sell fries, and maybe she's good at it.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, she's cool. Whatever. I don't.
yeah.
You
She
know,
wants to
I
take
think-
that fry
okay.
and lick it and stick it and put it deep in her throat. And it's so delicious that she wants to get some more because she's the goat.
But what's wrong with having fries with that?
It's not, dude. As long as your 13-year-old daughter doesn't think that that's the way to A, get famous, B, get a big booty, or C, get a hot rapper who's rich. I mean, she can eat whatever she wants. Let's not pretend that this isn't the on a poor date night. It's affordable for the poor peasants to go out and eat a little McDonald's. That's what I do.
But she didn't come from wealth, right?
I don't
She
know.
ate McDonald's as a kid.
Probably.
That's probably maybe a awesome corporate deal to get. And for our 12 and 13-year-old girls, well, if that's why they get fries, I think parents might want to get on the computer to make sure the settings are.
There is nothing that kids can't see that's on mainstream.
Yeah, but
I
I think that
this is at the Super Bowl, dude. This is at a family event at McDonald's. This is in your face. You can't get away from this. Your daughter or young son is going to be be to this
the hell in
lifestyle
a handbasket, buddy.
of
Welcome to the
drugs
world we live in.
and sex and
Nigga mad, I'ma put the gang on them. They'll die about me, they'll bang on
look at their cats. They're cheetahs. They're just animals. They're just
Those are just ladies in a video.
They're just your furry young,
Just ladies in a video.
Meanwhile, you have athletes that have lost major endorsements after much, in my opinion, some, not all, but much lesser of scandals. Lance Armstrong did some doping.
I see.
He was, he was publicly executed for trying to be a better athlete. He didn't go about it the right way.
Can I say something about Lance real quick?
Sure.
But this really is pervasive in a lot of these conversations, right? So what Lance did, the doping, right?
Mm-hmm. He didn't drug and rob women.
Wait, brother. I think that a lot of those guys in Tour de France were probably juicing. I think that the subject might have been like, how many of them had that advantage? Like, more of a cultural problem. I mean, okay, I don't know who you're going to pull up next, but let's see. Go ahead.
Who am I?
I don't know. Barry Bonds going to come up?
I'm Lance Armstrong right there. You don't see the similarity?
Come on, man. Barry Bonds, is he one of the guys that you're going to show?
Yeah, so, Kobe had a sexual assault at that hotel. He lost Coca-Cola, McDonald's.
It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing.
He lost McDonald's for allegedly, right? Never got proven, allegedly sexually assaulting a person who worked there. What did he has millions of dollars and can afford all these different women, and he just takes a maid from the Hyatt Regency and does something nefarious, and he lost $6 million for 1 year, 48 million total. Let's see. Forbes ranked him the third highest paid athlete, 48 million. Barry Bonds, the juicing stuff.
Right.
I don't know what Ben Johnson was, but
hold on. So Barry Bonds. So I think that again is like the deal was that in baseball, the juicing was going on a lot all over the place, and they zero in on a couple guys about juicing.
Well,
so it's kind of an inauthentic story.
Do you see any women on this page of people who lost $1 million endorsements. I mean, Tiger Woods had I don't know, a extramarital affair, and he lost. Let's see, number one golfer Giants would cost him a reported $23 million. Meanwhile, Cardi B has got the lock on McDonald's, promoting with her husband
Right.
this
Right.
this probably very healthy meal if you really think about it. And we know what Cardi B does is she had to speak right here on defending herself after she admitted to drugging and robbing men after they wanted to have sex with her, doing prostitution at a strip club. I mean,
Don't we all have a skeleton in our closet? Don't we?
Yeah, the skeleton of
Man.
a
I
Happy
ain't mad
Meal
at her.
in my trash.
I mean, you're talking about guys that wanted to get all down with that at the strip club, and they were not going to be nice to her, and so she got him. She stung him. She stung back.
Well, and your
It's a strip
daughter,
club.
hey, and your daughter can emulate her by promoting or contributing to the financial success of McDonald's through your promotion of Cardi B's new meal with her boo.
Well, I can tell you that I wouldn't ask my daughter to emulate that. But the question is, are there a lot of parents who might say you should be like that? Do you think there's a lot? Maybe. I don't know. Do you think? What do you think?
I'm sure there's a lot of parents that look the other way a lot more than they used to, because there's so much information coming at people, and these
Right.
companies are paired with these celebrities, and they promote these deals at the Super Bowl and at the
Right.
local McDonald's. When you're having a family dinner or a family lunch and you see Cardi B and Offset on your freaking Happy Meal cup, and then you go look up Cardi B and Offset and see what she promotes.
In that ass poked out, the frame on her. Pussy so good, he got my name on it.
Pussy so good, he got my name on it. Get a tattoo of your boo's name on your vagina, daughter of mine. So anyways, going through these drive-throughs, these drive-throughs in your car, doing the Michigan left turns, can be a little bit more dangerous than you think if you sneeze. They said that a study, sneezing while driving is more dangerous than you think. It says here, most people associate car accidents with drunk driving and hazardous weather conditions. However, startlingly high number of car crashes and fatalities can be attributed to driving distracted with technology, blah, blah, blah. But also drivers who are experiencing snacking and yawning and sneezing. So you got all these moms and dads and all these people out there tired from a long day's work, and their kids are bringing home every illness in the book, and they're sick as hell. And they're going to work to make $1, and they're in the car and they're sneezing. When you sneeze, apparently, it says one study in the UK reported that a car traveling 50 feet will travel 50 feet while you sneeze if you're going 60 miles an hour. So if you're driving 60 miles an hour down the road, you sneeze, you will have traveled 50 feet. You close your eyes to sneeze. Everybody does. That translated into 2,500 accidents a week and 9 fatalities per day. Sneezing or other, type illness related, watery eyes, yawning, that kind of stuff.
So I understand what they're saying. However, like when you're driving, sometimes like if you're on the highway, like a long stretch of roads ahead of you, you can sneeze and come back up and keep driving. You don't have to pull the wheel. Achoo!
You ever fell asleep while driving?
I wonder, is that how it happens? People go, achoo!
That'll be the new dance move. Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
I mean, you can hold the wheel and go, achoo! And then just keep driving.
Yeah, but some people, Dave, have fits of sneezing like 3 or 4. You've never met somebody who sneezes never once. They always sneeze like 3 or 4 times. So it says sneezing can go on for years. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the longest sneezing fit lasted 976 days. Britton Donna Griffith started sneezing in 1981 in July and January and surpassed another record that was held. She sneezed an estimated 1 million times in the first 365 days and achieved her first sneeze-free day in 1983. She literally sneezed for 2 years.
Yeah, well, you know what I think, Eric? I think that if you drive and sneeze, you should get a ticket. Don't
And
be
what-
sneezing and driving. It's
No?
too dangerous.
You've seen
And
people like eating. I've seen people reading the news. My stepdad would read the newspaper while he drove to work every day.
Oh, I've seen so many things that are
Tell me one.
unbelievable.
Tell me something.
Oh,
Give me
dude,
one.
just friends that are like, "Hey, man, take the wheel," and like I'll take the wheel, and then they like go back, to get some. I've seen women that use their legs to do the steering wheel while they're putting lipstick on and makeup while they're driving. I've seen all kinds of stuff, dude. People eating while they're driving.
Yeah, well, there's no law against eating while you're driving.
There's no law at putting a little toilet seat under your pooper and taking a crap while you drive either. I wouldn't recommend it.
Can you imagine like trying to wipe your butt while you're driving in a
Well,
freeway?
that would probably cause an accident. Achoo!
Itty bitty pretty on the realest in the city. Only fucking with the plug. Got a nigga worth a billy showing love. Only
All right, I got a bad hustle for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, my husband received a call. Let me find it. My husband received a call supposedly from his son, who claimed he was in a serious car accident and went on to say that he was injured and needed his help right away to get him released on bond. The son provided a police report number and said that his lawyer would be in contact. His lawyer called immediately after hanging up with him, the son, and told him that there was a $36,000 bond and whether he could get it in cash so his son could be released from custody today. After my husband hung up, we both had the same thought that this might be a scam. In the meantime, we tried to reach his son directly and no answer initially. But fortunately, he called back and he was okay. This was such a scam. What a crazy world we live in. Bad hustle.
Yeah, it was too obvious. I mean,
What are they
okay.
trying to do? Get somebody to send them $36,000?
Okay, so let's figure out
Let's dissect this a little bit.
Well, okay, you want to dissect?
Yeah.
But we could dissect.
Let's
Go ahead.
dissect this a little bit. So
right.
You're a scammer, right?
Right.
And this is your scam. You're going to call up crying a random number and pretend to be somebody's son that's in a car accident and ask for $36,000 to get him bonded out of jail. You don't think the mom or dad are going to have some issues with the voice of the person who's on the phone who sounds nothing like their son?
Those are things to take into consideration.
Mom, I need $36,000. Mom, this doesn't sound like my son. I've known my son his whole life.
Wow. So
No.
you didn't spend too much time on Facebook, right?
No.
Ever. Right. So I don't anymore, but I did for a period of time. I was pretty interested in what was happening. And there was all kinds of scams that came to life. Like it would be like a pretty picture of a girl, pretty lady would friend request you, you'd get it, and she'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'd be like, "Oh, she's from Italy. I'll talk to her." And then she'd be like, "I'm looking for love." And then it was only like, half an hour later before she's like, "My mother died. My father is in the mountains. I am poor. Can you send me some money? Every time I did it.
I just need a small payment of $36,000 deposited directly into this account. Here's the number.
But look, I bet you that they made money on this, and they did a report. It was like these teenage boys in Africa, they would go to like a place with like 5 computers. They do it all day. They made money, and it was kind of like they'd leave that hut at the end of a day, and just they'd have all this money they got through the internet because they were just predatory on like lonely guys, which they exist, you know. There's some lonely 45-year-old guy sitting there. He's like, you know, just took his salt bath after working at Jiffy Lube. And he's got this gorgeous girl in Italy that's like, I love you. And he's like,
Bobby,
I love you, Poppy.
Are you in the bathtub salting?
And
Bobby?
she's like, I can't wait to cook for you, clean for you. Because I'd be on the freaking thing. I'd be like, they're talking about like living together. This is the first day I've talked to this person. I'm like, there must be some lonely guys out there. I cook for you. I clean for you. I cannot wait to rub your back. Oh, I can't wait to see you either.
Bobby.
Send me more pictures. And then she sends more pictures. And he's like, I love you in the fields. And she's like, oh, Papi, I want to walk the fields with you. But today I'm broke and poor and hurting, and my mommy just died, and I need money. Can you send me money? Oh, yeah, baby, I'll send you money. When you come to visit me? Oh, I'm going to work it out. Okay. $500, okay? Yeah, that's fine.
I knew this girl, okay? She had, you know, if you look up your name, you can pretty much find your name, like a picture of you on the internet or whatever. So I don't know where they got it, Facebook or something. It was an innocent like work photo that the company had taken where she worked or whatever for her ID badge or whatever. Somehow it ends up online associated with that company or whatever. I don't know why. That's the number one problem to begin with, is why these companies allow their employees to have their faces posted all over their crap. But anyways, but they would take her face and they would photo manipulate it and put it on like a somebody else's body, like another woman's, like very
sure, why not? Little
body,
photo doctoring.
Yeah, and then they would post it as the cover photo for like a porn site or something. And so this poor girl, when you typed in this porn site, her giant face with her big old boobies would pop up every time. And so what they said, we'll take it down if you pay us. You know, it's extortion, blackmail.
Sure.
You know, and she couldn't get it removed and she couldn't have the money. She, you know, of course, called the police and all this stuff. They couldn't do anything. These people were in, you know, Guadalajara or whatever they were, and there was never ever going to be a solution to the problem. I was reading this one post or whatever.
Yes, there is a solution to the problem.
Oh yeah,
yes.
What would it be?
Well, YouTube takes down YouTube channels on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
They have the authority to pull something like that down.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we got 10 minutes here. So gotta kind of wrap it up.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
By
you
the
can
way,
just make another website, dude. You just make another website, you change one letter, you put it on another website, and you continue to extort this
that's
girl.
true, and that happens. So
and
let me ask you,
make 15 other photos. And then you get a photo of her and her boyfriend because you go on Facebook or whatever, and then you put him in it, or you put somebody else in it, and then and send it to her family. I mean, it can get dirty, bro.
Absolutely, and it has. I mean, that's happened to lots of people. It's a real thing. But let me ask you this: so that's a con. I don't think that's a great con. What is a good con that you would employ? Like, if you were in the
All
desert,
right, I got it.
and you could freaking get, people to put all this money in your Patreon account.
Oh, okay. So I'm in Nowhereville. So I'm not associated. I'm just fishing. I'm just looking. So who is desperate? Old people, people who are lonely, single, young women, young men, vulnerable people. Who is vulnerable? People who are sick. People, if I get a story of somebody, like I could go on an app and find a story, whether it's Facebook or some in Twitter, and
You could
find a
find an
little bit of,
obituary, right?
oh, that'd be a good one.
Right? You find an obituary, then
Mhm.
then find out about the family members.
Mm-hmm. Do a little
And you
digging.
find
So I
out
have a little.
so like you find out where Grandma Jones lives,
Mm-hmm.
and then you find out her routine. She goes to a coffee shop every day at 10. So you go to that coffee shop and you dress in the same outfit that her son died in or something like that.
She goes to the grave or whatever, like every Sunday or every third Sunday or whatever, and you're just there, like waiting, and you say,
You're just praying.
I was his best friend,
You're just
or
praying.
yeah, it gets
Yeah.
dirty and scammy,
So
dude.
to
Slimy.
be honest with you, now we're going into white collar hustles. That's a white collar hustle.
Yeah, it's a good white dollar hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like those Michigan left turns. The guy from the Department of Transportation in Detroit was like, nope, left turns. Nah, we're going to take rights, build medians, take lefts. We're going to build 800 of them. I got the deal. My brother's got the company. We're going to rework the roads. It's going to be very efficient. It's going to save lives. Okay, guys, it's going to save lives. It's not going to
You
cause
know
any
what I
traffic
didn't think
backups.
about, Eric? When you look at those pictures of the U thing, you could just like have a left turn lane and take a left.
Right.
So that guy really did pull a hustle because that was so much cement, and
Yeah.
I don't know, those statistics might not even be true, but
No,
it's
of
a
course not.
great hustle, dude. 800 had to be built.
Yeah.
He made a
Yeah.
sale, dude. He made that sale.
800 times a million or half a million. Even at that is,
You know what I want to do, Eric? I want to start to invent things that make traffic flow better, like with you. We'll do charts, we'll come up with their ideas about like ways we could improve traffic.
how about smart lights?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if you pulled up to a red light, but there's no cars coming, it's late at night, you want to get home, and it reads that you're there.
Yeah.
And there's no cars to your right or left, and it just turns green because you're the only car there.
Think
That would
about how
be
much
awesome.
gas you're saving. Think about how much emissions you're saving.
Think of how much sense it makes.
Hey, let's make cars that every time they stop, they shut off the engine.
No.
It already exists.
No.
Every single car out there right now, you see them at stoplights, they're like, and then they just shut off, and then it turns green, and they like push the gas, and the engine start. Your starter, I mean, whoever's making that as an employment for stopping greenhouse gas emissions is making a lot. It's funny how the solutions to environmental problems actually make people a lot of money.
Well, but of course, but if you owned a gas company, right? And somebody talked about smart lights, you'd be like, absolutely not.
No.
Because we're making like a dime more each car every day because of stoplights. And that's like $5 million a day. And we're going to keep that money in your smart lights.
Smart lights are dangerous, man. They can't tell when somebody's coming, and then they switch too often, and people are creatures of habit, so they need pattern, and they're gonna not recognize the pattern, and the smart light's gonna kill them all. We definitely don't need them. And they'll come up with some study and statistics that show like smart lights are like really bad for the environment.
Probably. They usually
actually causes more greenhouse gas emissions.
Yeah, I love the propaganda machines that go into play for things that will help out the world. Yeah. Well, I have to go poopy. Can I be excused?
Yeah, let's get off this one.
Oh,
And on to the next one with the next Wadio.
We never doing quickies.